It was over a year ago, it might have been 2 years ago, that I was here in Livingston, Texas, on my camping trip, and I came across this gorgeous, beautiful home. Now, at that time, I wrote down the address and did a little Ancestry.com dig on it, and I can't remember what I found on it. I mean, nothing newsworthy, but historically very interesting. When I go back by and I see what the address is, I'll tell you the address if you want to do that deep dive. But what I first did was I Googled the address, and it had been for sale within the last few years. So there was a realtor.com listing still up that had interior photos. I cannot remember, but I think this home was built in the 20s. I'm sorry, I can't remember. But once I had the address, and then I looked at the HAR, and you saw the name of the people who used to live there. Well, I used that plus the address, and I went on to newspapers.com. This building right there is so old. No telling how many years this has been here. But anyway, I went on newspaper.com and searched the same address, and so many articles came up on that property. Things like a debutante ball, and like when they had when they were selling a vehicle back in the 50s, and then in the 30s there was a few newspaper articles about like so and so is at home, or they're available for visitation, or someone is sick, or when they had a party and stuff like that. It was so interesting. But anyway, that's what I love about these older homes in Livingston. Like, I remember looking at this one too, and about how I loved how they developed this property. It's just wonderful. Look at the little overhang of that gate to the backyard. But you know, this building here looks like one of the old kindergarten in Liberty that we all went to. But anyway, I just love these old buildings here in Livingston, and I'm going to do another drive-by of that house to see what the road is. We're on Jackson Street in Livingston. So if I don't see the address, and I think I did before, when I get off this video, I'm going to look at the map and see what the map says the address is, and I will put it in the comments. I'm not going to say in the description because I won't. I'll forget. I always do. Just like I'm not a quote-unquote YouTuber, but that's something that bugs me so much about YouTubers. They'll be going through a video and they always say, oh, I'll put it in the description, and they never do. They never do. Isn't that gorgeous? I love the rocks. I would never have to mow or weed eat. Love it. What is going on here? What? There's a sign that says 365 days to Halloween. Cute. I wonder, they've got an outdoor movie theater. Very interesting. Very interesting. Looks like a lot of people are doing stuff like this because there's a little teeny tiny town. I don't even know if you could call it a town, that you turn on off the main road to go to the state park. And there's a house off to the side that has a yard like this, and it is covered, I'm sorry to say it, it's covered with crap, but it's all Christmas stuff, and it's there. I mean, it's been there for years. I love this house. Love this house. 51212, I think, is the address. Love this house. This looks like Carson Drew's home. Nancy Drew's father, the lawyer. That is a beautiful house. You know, Hannah Gruen is in the kitchen making a lemon meringue pie right now. Anyway, I got off track. I got distracted. Squirrel! But at the house coming into town towards the state park is just covered with Christmas decorations. And but I mean, it's been out there for so many years, it just looks like crap. But I could see today that there's pathways and such. So I think they're letting people walk through for the holidays. Look at that sitting tree. Isn't that pretty? I just love looking at these houses. I like them here in Livingston. Beaumont has some beautiful older homes. Galveston. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? So pretty. And here we are on the back side of that house again. I did not see the address, but when I come back up here, I know it's on Jackson Street, but I'm going to look and see what the cross street is. So when I stop videoing, I'm not going to say videotaping because that was what an old person would say. I'm going to see what the cross street is so that when I look at it on the map, I'll know what it is. Okay, there's nobody behind me. There's nobody in front of me. Polk. That is the corner of Polk and Jackson. Okay. And I'm going to circle back through the main drag. Boom, ba-da-boom, ba-da-boom. Guess what? Guess what? Let me see. Where is it? There it is. Looky there. No shock, is it? No shock, no surprise. Just another day in Saraland. Boom. I'm going to make an illegal left turn. Here I go. Right through that green line. Woohoo! Over the railroad. And they're doing something to the courthouse. Don't know what it is. And I keep forgetting this Whistle Stop Cafe's here. I keep forgetting because I like to go to Lone Star Charlie's. I don't think I went into the Main Street merchandise. I don't think I went in there, but I love these two right there. Love them. I'm going to go back through so that I can go buy the big murals. I posted on my Facebook a photo of the building mural. It's oh, I don't think I have the right of way. It's beautiful flowers. There's nothing that says I can't make a left turn. Oh boy. Oh boy. That's embarrassing. Whoopsie. They looked like they were stopping. In my defense, it looked like they were stopping. Look at that. Isn't that Gorgina? Look at that. And I saw several groups. As a matter of fact, in my photo I posted, I saw several people having their picture taken in front of it. Anywho, old movie theater. I do not have a stop sign, but they do, but they'll probably kill me if I stop there. You know how it goes, but I want to go back there again. Oh, this was most unfortunate. I should not have done this. I'll just go back on the main drag. People are going to see me coming again and say, oh Lord. This is why I need a reliable phone mount so I can video and drive safely. This garbage right here. Because let me take a sip of my iced coffee I got from Katie's. It is delectable. Is anybody coming? Nobody's coming. Look at the courthouse again. All right, I want to go back into that neighborhood. Matter of fact, I'm going to go a little bit further before I turn. That's where I turned earlier, but don't jump out in front of my vehicle. Don't jump out in front of my vehicle. I just saw that dude with the cowboy hat, and it just reminded me of something I had blocked out. My boss told me yesterday. Oh, funny story. So yesterday, I left early. Oh, that's a cute house. What is that, a craftsman style house? Probably not, maybe. Don't know. My boss has known for a long time that I was going to leave early yesterday. And he swore that he would get me out early. And he did. Now, it would have been nice to have left at 10 or 11. But it was 12 on the dot that I was done. Matter of fact, I called him at 12 with some more work. But anywho, he was supposed to have a meeting with the wine people in Spain over a Zoom meeting. He forgot. And so when I called him, reminded him, hey, did you remember about this meeting? Because he was allegedly out in the field. I didn't know what he was doing. I don't care really. Looky here. This is not a super old house. I've seen this style many times before, but still, it's, you know, it's not new. But so he says, hey, email them and tell them I had an account emergency. Look at that house. That's a nice house, older house. They've painted the brick, and we can go round and round on painted brick, but we'll discuss that another time. I researched that very intently, and we'll talk about that another time. So he had me email the people in Spain and say, hey, he's going to be late. There's an account emergency. And he can do the meeting, but he'll be late, and it'll only be a phone call. It won't be a Zoom. So I did that. And then we went back and forth with the people in Spain about when to have the meeting. So finally, about 4 minutes later, after he told me to email them and tell them it's an account emergency, I get in his email a receipt from Bass Pro. He was in Bass Pro. He was shopping. So he was real good and let me go and all that. But if he had made any comment about me putting him out because I was taking a day off, I was not going to let it stand, because it would not have mattered. He was shopping. It would not have mattered. So I didn't put him out in the least. And back to the original reason why I even brought this up is because I saw that gentleman wearing a cowboy hat. He called me later to tell me that he found a cowboy hat he wants, and he's going to send his wife to go get it. And I'm like, and he was complaining about the $100 price. We're in Texas, right? Y'all know how much a good cowboy hat costs, right? So, and he even himself mentioned that when he was up in Fort Worth, those custom-made oh, that's that cemetery I was in a couple years ago, that I met the what do you call it, the ghost finder guy, a spiritual investigator, something like that, whatever. He even said himself that when he was in Fort Worth, he saw all these custom-made hats for $400. So if you find a very nice cowboy hat for $100, buy it. Buy it. And if you only wear it once in your life, you've got a grandchild who can say, this was my grandpa's cowboy hat. Worth it, I think. But anyway, cherry. Cherry. So I'm getting back up on the main drag so I can go cherry. So I can go back in the direction of the state park. And come on. One-handed. So I can go back to the state park, but en route I'm going to stop and get fuel and batteries. I don't really need batteries, but y'all saw in my earlier video that orange nylon cord that I strung up. I didn't know it till I opened it up completely, but it came with a set of string lights that you can put on it if you want, and it needs some batteries. So why not? I'm gonna, if there's batteries to be had, I will get them for that. And at the very least, I'll have extra batteries. And speaking of, my little lanterns, they're wonderful, but you know, I really could have used my main ones. I don't know why I didn't bring my main ones. These little 3 lanterns that I have, I bought them at Big Lots years ago, and you saw them in the video, the previous video. They're fine. They're absolutely fine. They're not as bright. If they were a little bit brighter, I could have used them to read with. So not a too bad huge regret, but I wish I did have a stronger lantern. I wish I had a stronger lantern. And speaking of, I have discovered the item that I need for my tent that will be absolutely perfect. It's almost like a mini portable wardrobe. Have y'all seen those travel things that you pull out of your suitcase and you hang it up, and it's like little shelves where you can just pack a suitcase and then take it out and hang it up? I need one of those because I could put all my clothes and stuff in it and hang it up, and it'll be just one little thing. But also the little rack that I could put it on I wonder if Nancy's little wardrobe rack that she got, maybe I think that would work. I need to measure the height and see if it would work. But then I could hang lanterns from that too. So I think that'd be the perfect thing in my tent. And before I had my bed, I already talked about it. But when I'm sleeping on my camp bed, I'm used to sleeping on a paddle on the floor, and the tent with just one person seems absolutely cavernous. But now that I'm on a camp bed and I'm a little bit higher off the ground, I'm closer to the roof, it doesn't seem as big as it really is. But still, it is very comfortable for one person. It'll be okay for 2, But ain't nobody can share my tent with me. Y'all have a good day. Bye.